My wife and I have lived in Amador County for about 15 years after building our home here, moving our family here from the Bay Area. We just fell in love with Amador County. I've always considered myself to be an outdoorsy person. I love to ride horses and ski and fish and be out in the yard and just be outdoors.
I'm Kevin Spence, and I've been a Sutter Amador Hospital Foundation Board member for 3 years, and I'm also a local attorney practicing in Jackson. I'd always been a huge fan of the hospital, especially with teenage sons who like to skateboard and ski and frequently end up in the emergency room. During my first board meeting, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Dr. Beatty, who is the head of the emergency room services, came in specifically to do a presentation and present a need that the emergency room had, and that was for a mobile ultrasound machine in the emergency room, which would be able to immediately diagnose something like internal bleeding from accidents or car accidents or blood clots, and that the patient would benefit from that immediate diagnosis and not have to wait to get to the radiology department and back before that diagnosis could be made. I was very honored to be able to help approve that piece of equipment. It was such an important piece of being able to offer immediate emergency medical care that it seemed a no-brainer to me to approve it.
About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with pulmonary embolisms in my legs and lungs. It's a chronic condition. And when I went into the emergency room, it just so happened that they had the right piece of equipment, a new ultrasound machine that was being used directly in the emergency room. And I was able to be diagnosed quickly at Sutter Amador. That saved my life. I probably wouldn't be here today speaking with you.
No one ever knows who the beneficiary might be. I could never have foreseen, as a Sutter Amador Hospital Foundation board member, that my approving a piece of equipment for the emergency department would allow my husband of 27 years to be able to continue living a full, useful, productive, and happy life. My feeling is that it's critically important for the community to be involved in supporting all of our efforts at Sutter Amador Hospital. We come from a small community. There are only 30,000 inhabitants of Amador County, maybe 4,000 to 5,000 in Jackson alone. And the hospital is very dependent on the efforts of our local philanthropic organizations and individuals to contribute to important critical needs that the county has.
I'm thankful for the care at Sutter Amador Hospital. Now every morning I wake up, have a cup of coffee, and get out there and water with the hose the Italian way. Then once the weather starts to warm up around the ridge here, I'll get on the quad and take off and hit the trails for about an hour or so. It really helps me get my circulation going. I'm able to stand up a little bit, and it really helps with my condition.
We have a wonderful Labrador, and we have access to miles of trails. And Mike comes along with his ATV at some point during our run to guide the way, make sure the coast is clear, and to keep us company.